information and what's most appropriate for the collective today to be shared. We're going to drift and float and drift, drifting and floating through time and space to the most appropriate place, the most appropriate time, the most appropriate information for the benefit of all humanity, for the benefit of ascension of this earth. We are drifting and floating to the most appropriate place with the most appropriate information for the benefit of this earth. Drifting and floating and arriving to this place now. Arriving there now. And you can start to look around you and describe your first impression and continue from there.
Leanne is seeing the earth from above, looking down upon the earth as if she's an astronaut, or as her consciousness is seeing the entire earth like a beautiful marble of shining life. And she is seeing, just as the light is shining from within her, the same thing is happening to the earth as a whole. There is a sun shining from within the center of the earth, shining out. And this light is connected to everyone, to everything. Perhaps when we talk about the solar flash, or the understanding that there's a great light that is coming to help our consciousness shift, we can also remember that the light is coming from within. Perhaps the great solar flash is an inward flash as well.
Beautiful. So
it is a new light. It is a new light, yes.
Yes.
A brighter light than we have ever known, that is coming from within the womb of the earth and the void that we all hold within the stillness of our hearts. This light is coming from within. It is a new vibration, a new song, music from the mother that we can express in whatever way we wish through our love.
Continue observing and share with me what is happening as it happens.
Leanne has understood and seen that when the earth flashes light from the inside, as below, so above, every person also flashes light from the inside as they are connected to the earth. That is why it is so important now to connect to the earth, to touch her skin with your skin. Every being that is connected, has connected their heart to the heart of the earth, has their gifts awakened within them. That is happening now. And it looks like popcorn all over the earth, people bursting into the light that they are and into the mastery that they carry. As a celebration of the earth being connected once again and oriented to her center and to the light that she carries within.
So it sounds like there's growing light and there's the potential for people to connect deeper, to experience this light from within themselves.
Yes.
Wonderful. So tell me more, what's happening next as information come forward about this experience?
We must remember to let go of the fear that we have for each other. Perhaps what is holding most of us back is the fear of looking different or seeming like we don't fit in or wondering what else somebody else is thinking of us rather than doing what is in our heart regardless of what someone else may think or say.
Yeah.
That is a key to freedom, to practice acting in and from a space of love and not worrying as much as possible what others will think of you, for they are projecting their own fear onto you, and there's no need to accept that vibration. It is better to emit the higher vibration of love and light, and whatever brings you joy is the thing to be and do now. It doesn't have to look a certain way, it just has to look the way you'd like it to look.
Yeah. So you want to guide today, like you showed before to Leanne, how she can be free and dance and connect with her body and to feel free and enjoy being seen and shining her lights as people connecting to their heart and then to the heart of the earth and the light and the love within them, to just trust it, that if it comes from this love, to be allowed to express themselves in however way they feel that love is guiding them.
Yes.
Mm.
And yes, living from the heart and living from love as much as we can in each moment brings us closer and closer to others who are also living in their hearts from love. And all of our needs and all of our desires are being brought to us very quickly through our connections, through allowing others to give their gifts to us. Everything we've ever needed is here for us, often in the receiving of the gifts from others that come from their hearts.
Mm. Beautiful.
And really, there are no others.
Mm. Mm. Beautiful. So just this reminder that the one that you think that are looking at you or maybe judging you, they're actually yourself and there's no really other. So you don't need to be concerned about their judgments that you make up in your own mind.
Yes, exactly. The benefit of you sharing your gifts from love for many is much, much greater than the possibility of a handful of people somehow disapproving of what you're doing.
Mm.
It is worth sharing to benefit all.
Yeah. It's so funny that you share this information right now, because I just came from a community event and a gathering for this beautiful day. And I was asked if I would like to offer a dance. There was this kind of this idea of the May, like Beltane kind of May king and queen. And there was people would dance for them or sing for them or do their talent offering. And I was offered to dance, and I took a moment and I asked my body, and I was like not prepared. I was surprised. And when I took some time and I said, I actually don't feel like it doesn't feel right for me right now to dance. And there was this place within me of like, should I do, should I not, should I da 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 da. So I'm curious in those moments when, people are, there's so much other things going on. How can a person fully feel what's the guidance from the heart? For example,
Mm.
now I'm kind of judging my own experience. Like, why wouldn't I just share just a little thing and just be okay with that? Because I judge the idea of king and queen, because I just don't want to hurt myself, because I'm tired with my body. So I'm curious if you have any idea, observations of what can assist people to really tune in and feel fully whole and with their choices as they do them. You can take my example I'm sharing it
Mhm.
with you to take this example and see if there's any more information to help people to really find their ease in expressing themselves freely and enjoying that.
We are remembering to tune into the wisdom in our bodies. Sometimes our bodies has wisdom beyond our mind. The body gives us information about what it needs and what movement it wishes to make or not make. And we are learning once again to trust the wisdom of our bodies, which is truly an embodiment of earth, all of the elements, water. So it is okay to say no. It is beautiful to rest. Mastery comes in many forms. Mastery comes in following the cues that our body is giving us. And it may look completely different than anyone else, it may look completely different than even the desires of others upon us. It is a letting go of our identity even more into flowing into the gifts that wish to be expressed through us now.
Wonderful.
And it's a bit of a surrender of the identity of who and what we thought we were up until now.
Yeah. Wonderful. So there's you sharing this beautiful balance that you can feel free, but you can also need to feel free to say no if your body give you the wisdom of that, when to rest, when to share, when to stay still, and how to express.
Yes.
Wonderful. Okay. Very good. I can totally resonate with that and feel like that can also definitely what I felt, that was just allowing myself to truly connect with what my heart and my body wants, and that's what the message was. So thank you for assisting me in making peace with this choice as I hear this information. So
Beautiful.
yeah, so let's continue and see what other collective things are important to share today. Moving now, closing that scene. Let's close that scene now. And we're moving now to the next scene, the next place where there's important information for the collective today. Arriving to the next place now and continuing from there.
Leanne has been wondering for a very long time, the last few years, of what activities or actions or events may take place between now and what she has seen as her next incarnation on this earth as a very tall being, where the planet is in her magnificence and we are all connected. Leanne is wondering, what is the bridge between the density that we all are experiencing now into this place that is beyond our wildest imaginations as to the glorious nature that we will participate in. So
Yeah.
the bridge, Leanne is seeing an arc. It looks a little bit like a Vesica Pisces, like an eye, an arc from where she is now in her apartment to the river that runs across the street. When Leanne first experienced waking up in the next dimension in one of these hypnosis sessions, it was a couple years ago, she saw herself transitioning on the banks of the river across the street from here. And the arc that she is seeing from here and now to that new creation is the same resonance that is found in music. It looks like the arc of the images that are in your new collaborative book, Ron. She is seeing the image of that of the tones that have been drawn out from here to there, from heart to heart. And it's just becoming more and more three-dimensional, four-dimensional colors, shapes, geometries in between all of the notes. And it's like a rainbow fractal prism. There's a lot of information in that imagery when we imagine it to be in 3 dimensions. So Leanne is wondering still how that is applicable to herself and anyone else.
Yeah, maybe you can show her now this moving through this bridge and what is happening as it happens, to give us ideas of this path that important for the collective today. So let's move on that bridge and see the next thing that is drawing her attention. And you can share with me, what are you showing her?
Leanne has the ability to see music. And when she listens to music that has come from the heart and opens her heart, she can travel on the sound waves to the mastery which produced the music, which is source singing to her in the form of another master connected to source. So the more that we listen to and witness and see, hear taste, touch, smell, all of the masterful creations, that brings us much closer to the octave. The next incarnation is the octave. It is a combination of every note all into one.
Beautiful. So continue.
Leanne gets frustrated, as
Mm-hmm.
do many people, as do all of us, about the steps to take
Yeah.
between the density that is now, perhaps, and the magnificence that is awaiting our consciousness
Mm-hmm.
when nature is the earth is in her rainbow body, is what we are.
Yeah.
Our goal is, which means that we must be in our rainbow body in order to be in resonance. So, but Leanne gets frustrated that she doesn't know the steps between here and there. And she can remember that it doesn't matter really what the steps are, as long as she continues to move from the heart and follow the images that are being projected from the light within.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So I'm just going to share with people that are watching now that have not known before how you showed to Leanne from her heart how she's projecting the images of what to do next on like flower petals, seeing what to do and to connect with her intuition and to trust this guidance that she is receiving as every day, step by step, to witness those things, to receive those images that she is receiving, and then to continue trust and to follow those clues, even if it's not something that she is consciously understanding. Right? That's basically what you shared before.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So, what would you like to share with people that are not having that clear vision about how to follow their path, their steps?
One very powerful practice is to hold the vision of the best possible outcome you can possibly imagine for this lifetime, and even beyond, for the earth herself as well. Continue to hold the big visions of what it feels like in your body to be fully free, what you'd like to experience if there were no limitations at all. Uh, the imagery that's coming for Leanne now is she's seeing, when she's lying down, the rose or lotus that's in her heart is sort of tilted 90 degrees, right from when, if she's standing up, and the rose, when it spins, is creating all of the notes of the scale in 3 dimensions and colors, and it's just going straight out in one direction across the street to the other incarnation that she is looking forward to. So what she's getting practically is that perhaps when we are sleeping or lying down, the images that we receive in our hearts are guiding us to the paradise that we know is here for us.
Yeah. Hmm.
Leanne had a picture of this when she woke up partially last night. It was a sort of sleep paralysis, but her consciousness was in fractal form, in magnificent geometry that was a little disorienting. It's like she woke up in the middle of this music that was being emitted from her heart, and her consciousness had a flash of seeing the sound.
What was the purpose of that experience for her?
Yeah, it was just a glimpse for her to understand that as we are sleeping, we are connecting to source, we are connecting to our higher selves, we are connecting to the grandest visions, even if we are unconscious of it. Those visions are being sung into our hearts by our higher selves now.
Beautiful.
They are there in our subconscious, becoming more conscious every day. So Leanne is worried sometimes that perhaps she will fail her mission, or she won't do enough or be enough to make sure that this mission in this lifetime will be completed. Her fear is that sometimes, that feeling of not enoughness, and that comes from programming, it comes from this dimension, it comes from religions perhaps that require so much of you and then sell your purity back to you, telling you you might not be enough. And Leanne is unwinding that belief so that she can understand that this mission cannot fail. And we are all a part of it together, each of us, everyone on this planet.
Beautiful. So I'd like to take a moment to clear that programming from her and this belief completely from all the levels of her body, the physical, the emotional, the mental, and clearing it from anyone that give permission right now to clear this, that watching this and saying that he's willing and allowing for that to be clear, asking their higher self to clear that from them too. And when they sleep and when they meditate, to allow that programming to be sent back into the light with much love and with much love for the experience and the learning. Would you like to share with me what is happening now for Leanne as it's happening?
Leanne is seeing that she and we all receive information and light when we lie down to sleep at night. It comes straight into our hearts. If the rose is tilted 90 degrees, it looks like it's coming in the equator or meridian of the rose, right? But when we're lying down, it's coming straight into our hearts. Anyway, the light is informing us, and the light cannot lie. The light is pure. There is no distortion in the light that we are receiving from the universe. And even any disturbance from this dimension, the Wi-Fi signals and all of the many waves of man-made vibrations that are being sent through the air, or man-made substances that are being placed in our food and water. The light that is shining is stronger than any of those.
Mm.
So that eventually, as we allow ourselves to surrender and rest, um, the light from above and from within becomes one light.
Mm-hmm.
And Leanne is still seeing the sound currents that are connected from her heart to the river, to that place by the river where she sees herself transitioning into a being that combines all dimensions into one consciousness
Mm.
to experience life on this earth in her magnificence
Mm.
as one with nature. So all of the light is communicating with each other and itself. Our hearts are the generators and the processors.
Mm.
And she's just seeing an alignment, almost like Ron, it is the crystal seed, it is the seed geometry
Mm.
that we've been
Yeah.
talking about and discussing, and is there's much more to come with this understanding that's coming out in the book
Yeah.
with you and Ali. But the basic concept is that we are oriented in our hearts, above, below, north, south, east, west, and center, kind of like a gyroscope, perhaps, but our hearts are at the center. And the more that we can orient ourselves to the center of our hearts, the less of a wobble there is in the music that's being emitted, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
There's a great trust that needs to happen at this time for each of us, a great trust to let go of the outside vibrations that are no longer in our highest benefit.
Yeah.
The great trust is that the light is brighter than all of that.
Mm. Mm. Beautiful. So it sounds like there's no way that this light would not prevail, and there's nothing that we can do to prevent from it or to stop it, or that won't be okay. So she can let it go completely, and everyone that have that concern or had this concern can now fully let it go, right?
Yes.
Yes. Good.
This is a very big
Yes. I know that,
collective healing.
I know that I myself had it as well, and that there's very strong mind. Sometimes it makes you feel like you're not enough, or you're not doing enough, or that you fail a test, or that you not going to make it in some way or another.
Yeah. When we reach a vibration that is connected to the earth, to our hearts, there's this understanding that we are a conduit and a grounding rod. There's nothing really to do. You can do whatever you wish, whatever is the images are being shown to you, but you cannot fail whatever you wish to do once you are living from your heart, because the light is just coming into you. There's no
Mm.
worry, that you can do it wrong in any way.
Mm. So it's first aligning with the heart, and then just the trust. If you're able to do that, aligning with the heart, then it's just given that no matter what you're going to be choosing or being shown or create from that, it would be the divine path.
Yes.
Okay. Uh-huh. And that's the same for people now that having what I guess the question is, what if people are not able to connect with their heart?
Yeah.
What's
Very good.
happening to them? Mm.
Leanne has wondered this for quite a while, whether everyone on the earth will be a part of this shifting, or if people aren't connected, where will they go? If they can be tuned somehow to be in their hearts. Leanne is Leanne is seeing a pair of pliers on um, a little like a hose of water. So it's almost as if the divine is shining so much light that even if somebody is not in their heart, the pliers of is like ratcheting everyone closer to their hearts, closer and closer.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't it be amazing if we were to witness everyone on the planet coming into their hearts and living from that space? How magnificent would that be?
Right.
Perhaps that is the vision we can all hold now.
Mm. Beautiful. So now we can take more time to really see how that possible, that everyone would be living from their heart and uniting in this way, that there's nothing that is not connected or eventually realize itself in oneness. If that's true.
Leanne is seeing that it is connected to water.
Okay.
That,
Tell us more.
yes, when we become a vessel for the love that is in water in our bodies, when we hold so much love in our bodies that every molecule of water remembers the love that it is, there is no more fear in the water. There is no more memory of fear in the supercomputer that is water.
Mm.
So then we become these walking vessels of pure love that allows any water that we come in contact with retroactively, even to remember the love that it is.
Mm.
So something is shifting with the water.
Mm.
Each of us can be a column of love water.
Mm.
It's
Yep.
like being a walking tree
Mm.
where the water is being sucked up from the earth and absorbed,
Mm.
where the water that we are connected to is truly the pure memory of love before there ever was any fear.
Mm.
Also carrying the memories that we have learned all throughout time that is in every molecule of water.
Mm.
It is a great symbiosis of all things because the water has one consciousness.
Yeah. Would you be able to do some kind of a transmission for us to help us remember that and help awaken the water within us to this love and the reminder of how that feels like? And is there any way that you can guide whoever watch right now, Leanne and myself, to have that experience of awakening the love in the water within us?
Yes. Imagine there is one drop of water. Imagine that water holds the memory of all love. So this is an exercise as if you're a little child imagining a drop of water that's right in front of your eyes, our imagination is very strong because of the screens that we have employed to animate anything we wish.
Mm.
So imagine a sphere of water, and there's a spiral of your consciousness going in at the very equator or the widest part of this sphere of water.
Mm.
And there is an understanding that we must pass the membrane or the surface tension of water.
Mm-hmm. What holds the
So,
what
yeah,
holds the drop together?
the surface tension of water is very special. It
Mm.
allows water to be the uh, the shape and energy that it is. It
Mm.
allows us to interact with water as we do.
Mm.
So breaking the surface tension of the water, this drop of water, the consciousness goes inside into the absolute perfect center of this sphere of water.
Mm.
Again, orienting yourself to the very center. This understanding that a spiral goes inward infinitely, that more information can be stored in one molecule of water than any computer we've ever yet invented.
Mm.
The original computer of the earth is the consciousness of water.
Mm. It's interesting because I'm here sitting in the rain and there's drops of rain on the window and I
Oh.
can just look at the drop of water and see what you're talking about.
Yes, exactly. How
Okay.
beautiful.
Wonderful. So I see how you talk about this place in water where it's kind of how to explain it. The light goes into this one place within it and create layers of colors and
Mm.
um, like within the drop there's like it's almost like a crystal that you can sometimes see the lines within it. So I'm seeing
Mhm.
that there's like within the water there's a lot of circles and light of lines and like different. This is how it's being stored, like a little bit like a crystal that have consciousness and information.
Yes.
Okay.
Within this molecule of water, it feels like an entire universe.
Hmm.
Um, yes, all information is stored even in within one molecule of water. And
Hmm.
Leanne is being shown as well. There is hmm, there is a sacred design, a drawing or art that is shared within Tibetan Buddhism, that is really the same thing, just shared in a traditional way. It's called the Kala Chakra. And it really is allowing, in another flavor, orientation into the center of the water, the center of the water that's at the heart of the earth. And the surface tension of the water is like going beyond the gates of into the sacred city of Shambhala. It is an etheric city within our hearts, within the water.
Hmm. Beautiful. So as people imagine themselves going deeper through those layers and deeper into the water and to, I guess, this singularity of all the consciousness within the water, that's how we can basically awaken that sense of love and awaken all the water within us to this love? Or is there more for us to do?
Yes, it feels very simple. We try to complicate things so much by all of our outward striving, and sometimes we forget that the information is already within us. It sounds annoying sometimes when we are working so hard to create and to
Yeah,
get by in this dimension. This dimension is very dense
yeah,
and does its utmost to cause us to forget that the answers are within us.
yeah.
We can practice. It's a practice to go
Mm,
inward. And Leanne is seeing, really, it looks like a whole universe, or like a galaxy, but it's a universe, the spiral arms of a galaxy.
mm,
Um, we can truly use our imaginations as children. When we were children, our imaginations were much better typically than they are now. And we can remember how to be imaginative so that we can go into the spiral, into the water. Um,
mm.
Really, truly, the geometry that is there already is a memory of
Yeah.
attunement to to the creative force of
Mm,
all that is.
I see. So that's allow you to connect even more to the creative force within you, and to then you be able to express this creativity really without judgment, without shame.
Yes,
Mm, I see. Okay, wonderful. So you guide us to really trust that everything that we're going to do and whatever is coming our way right now, we're going to be reaching this moment of unity with this experience of this new way, the new earth, the new being that we are, or not the new, the being that we are in that dimension, in that place that is already exist right now, right? And just we aren't able to see it and feel it in every moment. And there's not really much that we need to do, or maybe there is, or we're just being guided step by step of what's need to happen. How can
yes,
we, yeah, how can we really um, feel motivated to do, and not to just take this information of like we cannot, it would happen anyway, and
yeah,
in a
right.
way not do anything. And because I have the feeling, unless you guide me wrong, some people need to rest, some people need to do things, some people have different things to experience. Um, so what is the clarity around that? Can you bring us more clarity of how to see it as humans that will be more appropriate for our day to day? Most
Yes,
appropriate. Yeah.
yes, that is a place that Leanne struggles with. She sees the big picture, but the day to day can be frustrating. So she is seeing that every moment of her life is also a petal on the flower in the center of her heart. Every photon is a petal on the flower. So everything that we experience outside of ourselves is a projection of light that comes from the center.
Mm,
If we remember that, we remember that all things are here to teach us and to help us, and to not reject anything at all.
mm,
It takes great, great practice to
mm,
accept all that is, even the things we don't like, the things that are frustrating. Um, it is something that we can just practice every day. accepting exactly where we are right now,
Mm.
and finding stillness and moving from there
Yeah.
and being given what to do next.
Yeah.
Again, it's not specific because it's different for every person.
Mm.
And we are the creators of our life. We are the creators of what is coming next. So even when more dense emotions show up, we can allow those emotions to flow up and out and through us, so that we no longer carry that density.
Yeah.
What we resist will continue to attempt to teach us until it becomes very strong, and we must learn from it.
Yeah. I know what
So
you mean by.
Leanne, yeah, right. Like it's easier to surrender to the emotions than it is to have them beat you over the head.
Yep.
Leanne is seeing herself meditating, but also acting in a moving meditation. Yes, it's okay to sit still, but at some point you must carry the higher self with you in all that you do. And so constantly checking in, what is the most loving thing that can be done from this moment? What is the most masterful thing that I can do in this moment?
Mm.
And be, and it may not be doing anything, it may be sitting with love, it may be doing the thing that brings you the most joy, whatever that is.
Yeah.
It will look different than any other person. And to let go again of the fear of what others may think of you is such a key.
Yeah. Wonderful. Beautiful. Thank you for this information. Let's let it land for a moment. Everybody just that you watch and feel what that does for you as you let go and as you listen and as you surrender to feeling more and receiving the information from those feelings as those feelings come up right now, and as you learn, as you allow yourself to just truly learn, truly acknowledge and feel the completion of the learning. Taking another deep breath into that and allowing the information to integrate even deeper and deeper to all the cells of our being, to the water within us, to the greatest love that we are. We'll take another deep breath into Leanne's body, allowing more light to come in and to shine from her heart to all directions. We're going to move to the next place with the most appropriate information for the collective. We're going to go to one more place with more information that's important to share today with the collective. We're moving now to the next place, drifting and slowing down. We're almost there and slowing down more as you're arriving now to the next place with information. You're there now, and you can continue from there. Look around you and describe where you are.
Leanne is simultaneously seeing above the earth, looking down, and also being on the earth as one of the humans here. There is a web of light connecting each of our hearts on this planet. Those that are very connected to their hearts are emitting the light for others to receive, whether they know it or not consciously. That web of light is being strengthened massively day by day, very quickly. It is a beautiful matrix of love, the false matrix that has been built upon fear has been so pervasive. But the matrix of love, the web of love, is much stronger. Leanne is seeing that when the earth wishes to renew herself, all life, all humanity especially, is gifted the understanding or the experience of being lifted off of the earth in our light bodies, all connected in one web, so that the earth can recycle all man-made things into her purity and oneness of herself once again. It's like she's restoring her body to its magnificence, and we have the opportunity to retain our consciousness while she does that, looking from above down at this crystalline earth. The light that is being emitted from the hearts of those who have polished their energy field is almost enough to carry the light for everyone on the planet. It feels like we are closer and closer to, for lack of a better word, a tipping point. Where the light from all of our hearts is enough to carry us as one being, lifted together. Again, connecting the supercomputer. So again, this beautiful message of understanding that no consciousness is lost, no wisdom is ever lost, no knowing that any being has ever received on this planet is lost. It is all remembered in one collective memory in all of our hearts.
Yeah. Beautiful. There's many that says that, they say in every generation that it's coming closer. In every generation, they say it's going to be in my lifetime. In every generation, what do you want to say to people about this? The doubt that there exists about how soon it's going to come, if it's going to be experienced this life or not.
Yeah, Leanne wonders the same thing. It is frustrating when we try to tap in sometimes to the timeline of it all.
Yeah.
Because time is a creation of this dimension anyways.
Yeah.
But it is possibly this lifetime. And if not this lifetime, it is known that we birth into the next incarnation in absolute freedom upon the earth as paradise. Leanne wishes it would be now, or this summer, or next week. Leanne is very impatient, as are many of us. The density is quite taxing here.
Yeah.
She is asking to receive any information that may assist us.
Thank you. Thank you. So let's follow this request of what she needs to learn, what's the collective need to know, that shared feelings like that. And like to help them and her receive the best information.
Leanne understands that, as many do, that the bridge to the ultimate incarnation of embodying all dimensions in one new being on the earth, that can happen as we live the rest of this lifetime in mastery, in great creation, in providing in the best way that you can what uplifts yourself and others. Leanne wishes to live in villages and cities of light in this body, to understand what it truly feels like to go from the density into physically building and living in the new earth communities.
Yeah.
However, she knows that there's something even beyond that. And so there's this understanding that we get to live and physically experience in these bodies
Yeah.
the new earth communities, and then perhaps in the next incarnation that magnificent shift into a new body is what we can look forward to as we continue to give our gifts to the world with each other.
I see. So there's the benefit of fully stepping into that, mastering the body of living from your heart and clearing any judgment, living with the guidance of what's bringing you joy, and every action in every moment choosing from love, and then stepping into this co-creation of building new communities and exploring new ways of being in a body with community in the earth. And so what is this thing that people talk about, those different flashes of the shift, the flash of light, the changing consciousness or dimension in a big way or instant? Is that something that people experience, or some people will experience, or it's experience will by dying, or by how? What does that mean?
Leanne sees the flash of light coming from within and without, and it shifts our consciousness in a moment to all beings on the planet into living without fear, which means living in their full mastery in this physicality.
Yeah.
She is asking if there is any signs or any time frame for that. She has been expecting it for years. It is best to be surprised.
Yeah.
And the only way that it will happen is by being surprised, because the density of the consciousness that we have lived in will perhaps cause a distortion.
Yeah.
If we know when it is coming. So
Yeah.
we wish to be surprised so that the light can be absolutely pure and free from distortion.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's no time frame that she is being given now.
For sure. I was not truly expecting to receive an answer in this way, and I do know that. So it's like to be surprised, and love to experience of us all surprised in this moment when it's happening, and see all the many ways of the surprises we would be surprised. I have not really was expecting for a clear answer, but I think the clarity that comes is about in this moment to let go of the fear and the worry about making it or not making it, and being able to fully tune in and listen to the wisdom within you about what is the action of love, how to listen to your body, how to drop stories about what's right and wrong, what other would think about you, and to now fully give yourself the permission of living freely, trusting. So I know many people are going through financial difficulties and problem to make those choices because of those financial issues that are coming up for people. What do you want to tell to those people that are going through that experience?
Leanne is also experiencing in her humanity the difficulty with finances at this moment. And so she knows and understands with great compassion where many, many people are living from.
What are they learning from this? What's
It is a contrast, and perhaps a very final contrast from what is here and what is coming to shift our receiving, our ability to receive great amounts of a wealth, abundance, and prosperity. There is a great need for trusting the images of the heart to lead us into those places that will bring us great wealth and abundance. It is truly, we are being asked to step into sharing what is in the heart, and to being humble enough to show up at the places where our light needs to shine. And for Leanne, this is possibly working with plants and shining her light into, and her consciousness into all of the plants, shining the light of the sun and watching all that grows, all that grows blossom around her, so that there is this understanding that the elements are at our command. We are now meant to receive more from the heart of our soul family. And it may not look necessarily like money, but all that we need is coming to us. It is a great leap of trust because we have lived so long in the matrix of money.
Yeah.
Perhaps money will come to you in an easier way, in a way that is more in keeping with what brings you joy. And it may look different than anything you've ever done before. Be willing to go and follow what is on your heart now.
Yeah.
And follow the ease and the joy.
Okay, beautiful. So let's take a moment and visualize this, everyone together, to just visualize what's bringing you joy. Visualize doing the thing that you love to do. And just for the sake of loving doing it, for the sake of enjoying spending your time and your energy and channeling your love and the love of the source of your being to everything that you do. And just cultivating, energizing, and amplifying that love and that energies and this way that it's being expressed. Seeing yourself just doing what you love to do and enjoy doing it, and see how it's your energy as it's just spread out, inspire other people to do what they love to do. And then they start love to do things that they love to do. And then do whatever they love to do. They do exactly what you don't love to do. So everything can happen in exactly how it's supposed to be. See how all being orchestrated just by this divine orchestration of everyone doing whatever they love to be doing in their best of their ability and giving their best to this way because they feel the energy is being amplified within them as they express that fully. Imagine it, see it, and enjoy it now. Let that memory, let that vision amplified in your dreams and amplified in your visions. Amplify every day into a new version of better way of channeling the love that you are and the gift that you bring forward, and doing it as a practice, daily practice, moment by moment practice of doing and expressing that love, that joy, that innocence, that beauty that you bring forward moment by moment. Would you like to share what Leanne was experiencing as she experienced that?
This is a beautiful example that Leanne has lived today that hopefully will be very helpful for anyone that listens. Leanne is between jobs and is wondering what to do with herself and has applied and is kind of at a little standstill today. And she was feeling a little triggered and she was tapping into her heart and wondering what to do as far as, bringing money in or whatever. And what she was told to do was to go to the park and do yoga under a tree. And there was resistance because she wondered if she should be doing a million other things. But she did it anyway. She went to the park and did yoga on this beautiful damp earth under this beautiful big tree with bright green leaves. And Leanne lives in a place where people don't do that very often in public. Very often yoga is done inside of a studio and so to do yoga she's a yoga teacher, she loves yoga more than anything, and allowing yoga to be channeled through her body in nature in front of anyone who wishes to see, allowing any fear that might have been projected toward her of what others might think of her doing headstands in the park or doing what looks like might be very weird things. She did it anyways, and she had to work through some of that fear. And then she had a little side job that she replaced a washing machine at an Airbnb today. A very humble job. And thank goodness she has so many skills to be able to do that. But there was that icky feeling of like, oh, I don't want to do this. This doesn't feel good. And she did it anyway, and she was grateful for the dollars that were given to her. But there's this understanding what happens if Leanne was able to share what she did with her body, channeling yoga in the park, how beautiful that was for others to witness. Perhaps she can record it and share it with others. She was receiving quite a bit of written wisdom that she would write in between yoga poses that she could also share. So hopefully that is helpful. The contrast of how she chose to use her time today was very interesting. And it's okay to have your 3D job in addition to doing that which you love. And and the blossoming of doing what's on your heart will become a lot stronger and
Mm.
easier, much more ease and grace.
Oh, that's a beautiful message. So what you're sharing is bringing this balance and making sure to do those things that you love to do so they can get more momentum as they do them and maybe become the main thing. But it's
Yeah.
got to start, maybe even starting small, maybe even starting just by doing something for yourself that you love to do. And then slowly that will inform you of how to make that the main thing or the way that you're able to I would say exchange those energies that give you stability and safety and all that you need in order to live as a human.
Yes. Beautiful.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I think that's very inspiring. Thank you so much for sharing from her own life experience and this example of her day to day. Thank you. Okay, I'd like to see what other messages. Let's find another last message for the collective today for this beautiful day of this 555, beautiful portal of clearing all the fear and stepping fully into our embodiment from our heart in every moment, choosing step by step. I know many of us were clearing today or in the last few days, big emotions, old patterns, old things, and more coming as we go, as we clear more for some more, some less. So let's drift and float now to this next place where we can meet maybe the highest council that want to come forward with another message for the collective. Drifting to the most appropriate place to meet the highest council that have the most appropriate information for the collective today. Drifting and floating to the highest council now. Arriving now to the most appropriate place. Arriving there now. I invite you to look around you and to describe your impressions there.
Leanne is seeing in front of her inner vision a beautiful female Buddha sitting within a lotus flower. She is white. In other traditions, Tibetan Buddhism, she may be called White Tara.
Mm-hmm.
She is a teacher and a guide for Leanne.
Mm.
Um, Leanne wrote down a phrase earlier that made her giggle. Buddha is a woman. It was helpful for her consciousness to have a female role model,
Yeah,
whether she be male, female, androgynous, or otherwise.
yeah,
This energy feels very androgynous, but
yeah.
for Leanne in this perspective, a feminine energy is helpful.
Mm. So let's connect with that energy now and feel that energy stronger and allow that energy to integrate into Leanne's body even more so she can feel and know that energy and that frequencies of the white Tara. Would it be appropriate to speak directly with white Tara, please?
Yes,
Thank you so much. So allowing the white Tara to fully integrate into Leanne's body now so I may speak with her directly.
yes.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you so much for coming forward. What would you like to share with us today?
The color white is all colors combined into one. You are, we are, everyone is a prism of white light. And we separate the light through our prism into all the rainbow, all the colors, so that we may experience all that we have experienced. We are grateful for every moment of wisdom that we have gathered. It has not been easy. It has also been very beautiful. It is important to remember that every moment has been needed. Every color, every photon, every emotion has been needed to fulfill and to bring into awareness the oneness back again. Remember that you are a prism, you are white light, projecting all the colors out through your chakras. And what happens when you expand every chakra out to the outside edge of your energy field? Imagine expanding every chakra, every color of the rainbow, beginning at the base: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. Each is expanded into the outer sphere of your being until it shimmers into the rainbow body. We can all imagine expanding our chakras until they're like a skin of white light around us, but truly every color. And there are colors in between that must be acknowledged, just like there are 12 notes plus one more to create an octave in a scale. Remember, there are other colors that we cannot always see in between that allow us to bridge all of the colors into one. So imagine you have an entire chromatic scale of colors and light and sound expanded to your outer energy field. Just allowing yourself to be a whole being, which is what white Tara is, a whole being.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing this. And how that would assist now Leanne and the collective. What's the purpose of this one?
Our imaginations are very powerful, especially now in this portal. This portal of the fives allows us to tap into the geometry of the marriage of water and fire, of the divine union of spirit and water. There is a shape that is the bridge between dimensions that is called the stellated dodecahedron. Leanne has studied this deeply. She even made something out of origami. It has all the angles and all of the facets allow our consciousness to bridge the gap between this dimension and the next to where we wish to go in a state of wholeness. You don't have to know about geometry really to understand any of this. It really truly is just allowing the music to flow through you.
Can you share more about this dodecahedron and the importance of that, as that information was coming a little bit into the end of my book? I find that there's maybe interesting information that you would like to share now about that shape and the what we should actually know about this right now. I feel like there's more information. Is there anything else we'd like to share about this?
We've done our best to embody the geometry of the dodecahedron by going outward. And there has been a little bit of distortion even in the outward expression. So imagine all that's ever been created on this planet. We've done all that we can. And the understanding is we've expanded as much as possible to connect with the geometry around this universe. But the purpose of all of that expansion is once we connect with the edge of everything, it helps us to orient ourselves back to the center. So the dodecahedron, the true and polished and perfected dodecahedron, is truly when we orient ourselves and go within. Yeah.
Wow. Well, I'm sure that for many people it's not so clear why this information is so powerful for me to listen and to hear. And I would love to share this revelation in my book that is coming up that was just sent today for layout.
So beautiful. You are welcome to share in any way you wish.
Okay, thank you so much for this beautiful, beautiful information and understanding and clarification of these questions that I didn't understand why this information came to me, and this little piece just really touched my heart to feel the deeper meaning of why all this was revealed to me. Thank you so much for this powerful and fun and beautiful session. May that assist all in a great joy to find their true expression and to let go of any of their judgment, self-judgment, or the ideas that they have about others, judging them as it's only one who's here now, expressing all the colors, all the experiences as all necessary for the evolution of consciousness. So in love and in great gratitude for this experience, I'd love to ask all the other energies to recede to the background and invite the full consciousness of Lian to integrate back into her body now. I would say much love to all the watcher on YouTube right now as I bring Lian back. Thank you so much for watching, and may the light of the universe will be with you always. And I'll bring back Lian into her body and continue this little part. Thank you so much for watching. Much love.